Good morning. I wish to call to order this work session of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners on October the 11th, 2023. And again, we are all present in the Nat U Hill Room. And first item we have on our agenda is vet environmental engineering. And are you going to tell us about that, Mr. Cockrell?
Yes, and this is for the property at 1710 West 3rd Street, which is part of our Indiana Recovery Alliance, and we've gotten a state grant from to cover their new building and facility. In part, there's other things in that grant, but we are working with them to make sure that the site they selected is appropriate. And so the county performed a phase 1 evaluation of that, and the phase 1 came back that there are some additional concerns at one of the corners of that property. And so this phase 2 agreement for a cost of $5,529.35 would be to investigate that area to make sure that it is appropriate for the use that we are intending to have it used for. I would also add that I reached out to IRA's attorney, and he indicated that they are still interested in this site and would ask that we move forward and go ahead and get this work performed.
Okay. I'm looking at, we don't have a fund number yet, but I know Ms. Purdy is working on some of that also. So are you suggesting that we go ahead and approve this today?
Yes, I think we can say it's a continuation because the phase 2 is building on the phase 1 we already approved. And we also have the grant agreement that contemplates making this type of activity.
All right, I'm going to make a motion to approve the contract for phase 2 environmental study at 1710 West 3rd Street. Fund name and number to be determined at a cost of $5,529.35.
Second.
Thank you.
Should we just add, because we've been kind of backwards with this whole project, the language about appropriation by council? Because we don't have an appropriation by council yet.
That this is contingent upon appropriation by council.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry?
I guess my concern with that is I think we need to have this work done a little immediately, and if we wait on the council to appropriate, I guess my feeling is that if the council doesn't appropriate, I do believe we have the grant award and the grant contract, so we do have the state having made funding available to us. So it's not one of those situations where we don't have a grant from the state already, or that we only have an award letter. We actually have the grant.
Is the grant not, when is the council going to hear the grant?
It's not going until, I think, November 14th or 15th.
Yeah, because of their budget schedule.
Yeah.
I did.
But also because I just sent it to them.
Yeah.
It's
not,
okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that I've been trying to get it to them.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to. So,
I did present information about this last night at the council work session.
Yeah, and it was, I think it was really good and really well received, other than the council, was a little bit miffed, maybe. I don't know if that's the correct word, but we moved forward without talking to them for this appropriation. So maybe Jeff, you can help me. But
I think part of it was that it required a match from us. And
correct, that's the issue.
I think that they, though, were on board with using opioid settlement money as the match. And in fact, what they proposed last evening was that we have a small committee formed with one member of the county commissioners, one member of county council, Bree Gregory from the auditor's office, and I think Molly.
Judge.
And a Judge Dekoff, and Molly Turner King has also volunteered to be part of this so that we could look at how we want to allocate the opioid settlement money that we have and will be receiving because we don't want to just fritter it away, but the council also would like to use part of that money to help pay for some of the treatment things that are needed in our jail facility.
Yeah, but back to this question, since we have to move quickly, I don't think there's anything wrong with, we'll find the $5,000 if we have to, and I think we do need to move forward and not wait for a council appropriation on this particular item, because we can't wait till November 14th. Is that correct, Jeff?
I think they are under contract for the property, and so I think they have time limitations that would make
Right.
November 14th.
So I think.
No, I understand, but I guess I just want to clarify
Yeah.
that we don't have an appropriation yet. However, you guys can approve this, we will have to pay it out of a different fund and then do a correction.
Yes.
Okay.
I understand
Okay,
that.
just want to make sure.
Oh, I
everybody's-
understand that, for sure. Yep, thank you.
Okay. It's good that you bring these things up, but we're going to move forward anyway.
It says then do a corruption.
A corruption. No, it's a correction, come on. Okay.
That was a very bad misinterpretation.
Yeah. Is there any public comment at all on this item? You know, as I informed the council last night, the Indiana Recovery Alliance does oversee part of our syringe services program, but they also want extra space to be doing counseling and other programs, something that where they are right now just is not possible because of such limited space. And so even if we don't, if this property is not the appropriate property, I think that we do still want to move forward with helping them find a permanent home and much more space than what they have right now. So seeing no public comment, I'll call for a vote on the vet environmental engineering contract for 1710 West 3rd Street. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. I will tell you too that the mayor asked me to bring up an issue about a trail that the city wants to do along South Rogers Street on an easement that we have. I told him that I would like to wait and see what kind of geotechnical and environmental reports we get back related to the Thompson property, because this is part of the Thompson property. And I don't know how my colleagues feel about that. He's asking for this easement, but I did want to bring it before you in a public manner.
I agree.
Okay, well, we are expecting all that back within a few weeks, and
I think we have the phase 1 report back. We expect, and I spoke with the vendor today, expect the geotechnical items sometime next week.
Great.
So it's not like this is way off in the future.
excellent. Well, I just got access to that phase 1 this morning, and it is 245 pages. It may take me more than a minute to get through it all. Yeah. And then also, we are concerned with bus routes and what's going to be happening in our community with that. And I did ask the mayor if he had any sense about, any idea about what kind of costs we'd be looking at to do other routes, and I didn't get anything firm. I just, again, wanted to report that publicly to folks.
And Ellisville's waiting for the same information. And you know, doing this at the 11th hour is not going to be helpful to either Monroe County or Ellisville. So please.
Well, and others have raised this issue. Our rural transit doesn't just serve Monroe County. They serve Lawrence and Putnam, and I think I'm forgetting one. Greene and Owen, right, thank you. And yeah, but there are several, and so it's not just Monroe County that we have to take into account when we talk about what's going on with rural transit. So we do need those things defined for us. And it's not clear whether or not the city should have been providing services out to more densely populated areas of the county prior to today. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all. Does anybody have anything else for the work session? If not, again, we will not be here next week. We will be back on October the 25th. And until then, I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you. Bye.